In Norse mythology, the universe begins in a primordial void known as Ginnungagap, a frozen and infinite abyss. At the heart of this emptiness, two opposing forces meet: Muspelheim, the fiery realm ruled by the giant Surt, and Niflheim, the world of ice and mist. The collision of these extremes gives rise to life in the form of a primordial giant, Ymir. Ymir is a colossal being, the ancestor of all giants. He is nourished by the milk of the cow Audumla, who herself emerges from the melting ice of Niflheim. As Audumla licks the salty ice blocks, she frees Budi, the first god, whose grandsons, Odin, Vili, and Ve, become central figures in the Norse pantheon. These three brothers slay Ymir and use his body to shape the world. His flesh becomes the earth, his blood the seas and lakes, his bones the mountains, his hair the forests, and his skull the celestial vault. The gods then create the first humans, Ask and Embla, from two tree trunks, breathing life, intelligence, and soul into them. This myth reflects a cyclical view of creation, where life emerges from chaos, and destruction is inevitably linked to rebirth. It also highlights the importance of natural elements, fire, ice, earth, in Norse cosmogony, as well as the duality between order, the gods, and chaos, the giants.
Ragnarok is the Norse apocalypse, a series of cataclysmic events marking the end of the world and the gods. Described in the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda, this myth is both a prophecy and an allegory of the eternal struggle between order and chaos. The precursors to Ragnarok include 3 successive winters without summer, Fimbulvetur, widespread wars, and the release of Loki and his monstrous children, the wolf Fenrir, the serpent Jormungandr, and the goddess of the dead, Hel. During Ragnarok, Fenrir swallows the sun, Jormungandr rises from the oceans and poisons the skies, and the giants, led by Surt, march on Asgard, the realm of the gods. The gods, aware of their fate, prepare for the final battle. Odin faces Fenrir and is devoured. Thor kills Jormungandr but succumbs to its venom, and Loki and Heimdall slay each other. The world is consumed by fire and flood, but from these ashes emerges a new, green, and fertile earth. 2 humans, Lif and Lifthrasir, hidden in the tree Yggdrasil, survive and repopulate the world. Some gods, like Thor's sons Magni and Modi, inherit their father's tools and restore order. This myth emphasizes resilience and hope, showing that even after total destruction, life and balance can be reborn.
Thor, the god of thunder, is one of the most revered deities in Norse mythology. The son of Odin and the goddess Jord, Earth, he embodies brute strength, protection, and loyalty. His most famous attribute is his hammer, Mjolnir, forged by the dwarves Brokkr and Sindri. This magical hammer, capable of hurling lightning and always returning to its owner's hand, is also a symbol of consecration and protection. Thor travels in a chariot pulled by 2 goats, Tangrisnir and Tangnjoster, which he can kill and resurrect at will. He is often accompanied by Loki, with whom he shares many adventures, such as their journey to Jotunheim, the realm of the giants. In one of the most famous myths, Thor faces the giant Thrym, who steals Mjolnir. Disguised as Freya, with Loki as his maid, Thor retrieves his hammer during a wedding and slays Thrym and his followers. Thor is also the defender of Asgard against giants and forces of chaos. His battle with Jormungandr, the world serpent, is one of the most dramatic episodes of Ragnarok. Although he kills the serpent, Thor succumbs to its venom, illustrating the ultimate sacrifice to protect cosmic order. Vikings wore amulets shaped like Mjolnir for protection, and Thor was invoked to bless marriages, births, and journeys. His cult was so popular that it survived long after the Christianization of Scandinavia.
The Valkyries are enigmatic female figures, both warriors and messengers of the gods, tasked with guarding souls. Their name means choosers of the slain, as their role is to select fallen warriors, Einherjar, and bring them to Valhalla, Odin's great hall. There, the Einherjar prepare for Ragnarok by battling each day and feasting each night. Valkyries are often depicted as beautiful young women, armed with shining armor, riding winged horses.
They are associated with magic, wisdom, and protection. Some, like Brynhildr, become legendary heroines, as in the saga of the Volsungs, where she is a cursed warrior punished by Odin for disobeying his orders. The Valkyries embody the Viking ideal of a glorious death in battle. Dying with a weapon in hand was considered an honor, as it guaranteed a place in Valhalla, where warriors spend eternity fighting and drinking mead. They also symbolize the connection between life and death, destiny and individual freedom. In art and literature, Valkyries are often portrayed as both formidable and benevolent figures, reflecting the complexity of the Norse view of war, death, and fame. In Norse mythology, few figures are as complex and contradictory as Loki, the trickster god. Neither fully a god nor entirely a giant, Loki occupies a unique place in the pantheon, a shapeshifter, a liar, a schemer, and yet, at times, an unlikely ally to the gods of Asgard. His stories are filled with cunning, humor, and ultimately, tragedy, making him one of the most fascinating characters in Norse legend. A god of chaos and cunning. Loki is often described as a trickster, a being who thrives on deception, mischief, and breaking the rules. Unlike the noble and honor-bound gods like Odin or Thor, Loki operates outside the boundaries of morality. He is a master of disguise, capable of taking the form of animals, gods, or even objects to achieve his goals. In one famous tale, he transforms into a mare to distract a giant stallion, giving birth to Sleipnir, Odin's eight-legged horse. This ability to shift forms reflects his unpredictable nature. Loki is never what he seems. His mischief often serves as a catalyst for chaos. In the myth of Thor's stolen hammer, Loki devises a plan to retrieve Mjolnir by disguising Thor as the goddess Freya, tricking the giant Thrym into returning the weapon. While his schemes sometimes benefit the gods, they are always self-serving, driven by his desire to stir trouble and test boundaries. The dark side of Loki, betrayal and tragedy. Despite his playful antics, Loki's actions take a darker turn as the myths progress. His most infamous deed is orchestrating the death of Baldur, the god of light and purity. Knowing that Baldur was invulnerable to all weapons except mistletoe, Loki tricks Baldur's blind brother, Hoder, into throwing a mistletoe spear, killing him. This act marks a turning point. Loki crosses a line from mischief to outright malice, leading to his punishment. The gods, enraged by Baldur's death, capture Loki and bind him in a cave with the entrails of his own son. A serpent is placed above him, dripping venom onto his face. His wife, Sigyn, stands loyally by his side, holding a bowl to catch the poison, but whenever she empties it, the venom burns Loki, causing him to writhe in pain. His agony is said to cause earthquakes. This punishment is both cruel and symbolic, reflecting the consequences of his actions. Loki's role in Ragnarok. Loki's ultimate fate is tied to Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse. Freed from his bonds, he leads the forces of chaos against the gods, commanding an army of giants and monsters. He faces Heimdall, the watchman of the gods, in a final duel where both perish. Loki's role in Ragnarok underscores his dual nature. He is both a destroyer and a necessary force in the cycle of creation and destruction. A god of contradictions. Loki embodies the paradoxes of human nature, intelligence and foolishness, loyalty and betrayal, humor and cruelty. He is neither purely evil nor entirely good, but a reflection of life's unpredictability. His stories serve as cautionary tales about the dangers of unchecked cunning, but they also highlight the importance of chaos in maintaining balance. In modern culture, Loki remains a compelling figure, inspiring countless retellings in literature, film, and television. His character resonates because he is deeply human, flawed, brilliant, and ultimately tragic. Whether seen as a villain or a misunderstood anti-hero, Loki's legacy endures as a reminder that even in myth, the line between mischief and tragedy is thin.